throughout our journey of reading the amazing Star Wars Expanded Universe, we've had a lot of resource books throughout the years, through timelines, through reference books, through source books, through encyclopedias, a lot of help that has really guided us and helped us. And even though there has been material before 1991 in the EU, I feel that the expanded universe really kicked off in 1991 all the way to 2014. So there's a lot of years in between. And since there's a lot of years in between, there's a lot of material that has been pumped out. And that's why these source books, I feel, were created to provide us, to guide us through this journey of reading through the comics, reading through the novels, of playing the games, reading the short stories. And are they essential? Are they mandatory? That depends on who you ask. If you never get a source book, if you never get an encyclopedia of the expanded universe, that's okay. But I feel they are well worth tracking down and purchasing and putting in your collection, adding them to your collection, because I feel they're that important. The one I want to emphasize today is called the Essential Reader's Companion of the Expanded Universe. And even though there are other encyclopedias and source books, I am going to make future videos with the ones that I have that I feel are very equally important to the one I want to discuss today. This one is the Essential Reader's Companion by Pablo Hidalgo. This was published in 2012, 2 years prior to when the Star Wars Expanded Universe was discontinued. So since the EU has been discontinued, this book, unfortunately, it's heartbreaking, is no longer in print. It's out of print. But if you really want any of these encyclopedias and source books, Reader's Companion, they're out there. You just have to track them down and you'll find them. I unfortunately lost my original copy. I had to repurchase this and found one in near mint condition. So happy with this copy. But I did make a video about this book specifically a couple of years ago, and with my original copy. And I discussed the gist of it, gave you an overview, discussing this important book. And I'm going to put the link down below if you want to check that out and understand a little bit more of why this book is so important. But today the purpose is to showcase it, because definitely it is it's important. So I do want to emphasize also, besides this book being unfortunately out of print, that this book here, this Reader's Companion, focuses mainly on the novels. Even though they spotlight different short stories and comics briefly, it's mainly the novels. So there is, just to point out, there is a Reader's Companion of comics that Dark Horse published years ago that I'll go ahead and showcase on another day. But this, once again, is mainly the novels. But just remember, everything connects. So let's go ahead and check this book out. The Essential Reader's Companion. Love the cover of this book. Always been a huge fan of the cover. I think it represents the content, definitely. Star Wars Essential Reader's Companion, Pablo Hidalgo. Here is the back. A concise synopsis of each story, including key characters, behind-the-scenes facts, details on which novels are linked to comic books from Dark Horse and Marvel, chronological listing of titles spanning the 25,000-year history of the Star Wars EU, and lots of full-color original paintings. So definitely, whether you're interested in Old Republic all the way to New Jedi Order. Here's the table of contents here, introduction. Love the content section here. Also, the Essential Reader's Companion focuses on prose fiction, graphic novels, every bit as essential to the EU, are beyond the scope of this book, though where relevant mentions of certain stories are given in the text. And it does include Old Republic, John Jackson Miller book, Tales of the Jedi, as you see here. Love how it has the covers of the comics and the books. Like I mentioned before, It does emphasize mainly the novels. That's what this book is about. But it does highlight short stories as well as comic books. I mean, look at that artwork. Love that it shows the actual covers of the original covers of the novels, and new artwork that depicts certain scenes from the novels. Cloak of Deception, Clone Wars books. So it covers, once again, all eras, spanning 25,000 years, as I said before. Plague is there, the episode 1 journals, which are amazing. This book, once again, is heavy. Tenebrous Way, fan favorite short story. So as you can see, this is what you get. Lots and lots of content here. Once again, look at that artwork. So awesome. Force Unleashed, video games. So it does once again have highlights of other content besides, or other media besides novels. It even has adventure journal information. Paleon there, if I'm not mistaken. Jedi Prince books. It has everything. So much. Planet of Twilight. It's a funny scene in the book. There we have Young Jedi Knights, which is something I'm rereading currently. Mara Jade. So there's the New Jedi Order. New Jedi Order. And it has a large section on that. Not only the novels, but it also includes a spotlight on the short stories that were tied in. The Legacy of the Force talks about those, and here we have Legacy of the Force, Millennium Falcon, and the index in the back. So Mercy Kill. So as you see, this is very much like a guidebook, an encyclopedia. So once again, get your hands on one of these if you can. Definitely worth the read.